saying Happy New Year's, and hopefully this year goes better for everyone, because last year was an experience, okay? But in my video today, I just want to talk about my pregnancy journey with you guys, how I ended up and how I found out I was pregnant at 19, and I gave birth to a beautiful, healthy baby at 20, and my whole journey from then and now. What we're gonna be talking about is how I found out I was pregnant, my parents' reaction, and my delivery, postpartum, and how I was able to juggle being a mom, college, and work. So first one's off, how I found out I was pregnant. Well, I wasn't trying not to get pregnant. Let me say that. So I wasn't using safe tools for me not to get pregnant. So it's like I was trying to get pregnant the whole time, but you know, I wasn't, but at the same time I wasn't not trying to. But I downloaded this app called Flow on my phone to track my cycles, when I ovulated and everything. It was all in there. And by the time I did grown-up stuff, it was during my ovulation time. And I knew it was during my ovulation time because the flow thing said I could end up getting pregnant within this time if I wasn't using protective tools like birth control, condoms, and all that other stuff. So I wasn't doing that, and I was late on my period, or was I think I was late on my period, like probably a couple of days. And I felt like my period was coming on, because you do have symptoms when you're pregnant that you have when you're getting your cycle. It's just a little, like, you just know that something's different. So I knew something was different. I knew from Flow app that I could possibly be pregnant. I knew I wasn't not trying to get pregnant. So all that just made me think, okay, well, I'm gonna take a pregnancy test. So I took one at school early that morning, and it said positive. So my husband already kind of knew I was pregnant, because he was using the Flow app as like something to look back on as well. Like, okay, you probably could be pregnant, or you probably is pregnant, because it says so. Like, it says that this is the time, like, you could get pregnant. So we both used that as a sign to where, yeah, okay, you're pregnant. And I told him, I tried to trick him to surprise him, be like, no, it was negative, so I'm not pregnant. He already knew I was, because the app said so. And I was late with my period, plus I felt a little weird, and he just knew. So after that, it was up to me to now tell my parents that I was pregnant. So I told mine first, and I was in the car, we was driving. So I called my mom and my stepdad, and I was like, I got something to tell y'all. And once you done said that one line, it's like they already know, oh, she's pregnant. It's just out the blue, oh, I got something to tell y'all. And then I don't know why parents always just come to that first thought, but it's like, okay, they was like, what, you're pregnant? And then I'm like, I'm pregnant. And then they're like, my mom was like, oh, congratulations, I'm gonna be growing. She was so happy and excited, and I was like, oh, okay, it's not bad. Other people's parents would be like, well, you shouldn't have did this, or you this and this and this. Well, I'm just glad that I didn't get that experience, that downfall with my mom specifically. But I told my stepdad, he was like, oh, we were going to talk later or whatever. But he was, you know, he was just like, I guess, like, wow, like, really? Like, really? But it wasn't nothing, no down talking, no, you're too young for this, you're in school, or nothing negative, no negative energy from none of them. And I was very thankful for that, because when you're pregnant, you don't need to have no negativity, because your hormones and your mindset is always stressed out. Like, you're already all over the place. And for people who you love and you're going to support you and you want them to be behind you, that's the whole point of telling them. And when they basically just try to make a blessing that you was meant to have, if you wasn't meant to have a baby, you would not have had it. Anything could have happened to stop you from having that baby, but you had that baby, okay? And all that, they didn't give me that, and I'm so thankful that it was no negativity or no pushing away or any of that. So I'm thankful for that. When he told his parents, there was like kind of, they already had know it was coming, and because we lived together, I was 19, he was like probably like 22. I think he was like 22, if I'm not mistaken, 22. So it was there's our first time getting an apartment, living off together. So it's like, oh yeah, they're gonna get pregnant. It's like, we don't know how to handle ourselves, so we're gonna get pregnant. So so that's how we told our parents. And when it was time for me, how I knew it was time for me to have my baby delivery, I was going to live back with my boyfriend, because we already came back from Colombia. I was going to live with him because I worked from the day I knew I was pregnant to the last day I was pregnant. So I worked start to finish, and gladly I didn't have my child at work. At Walmart, I was working at Walmart, like, thankfully, because everybody thought I was, because I was just working and I didn't take a day off. I just took the days I had off. I sometimes worked extra hours. I was working because I knew I had a child, and I knew I wasn't about to play, because my child would not need for nothing and from nobody, and I knew whatever my child needed, I was going to provide. So to be able to do that, me being young and knowing I didn't save up for no money, I had to work. And I worked my tail off, and I worked hard to where me and my husband, we had to like separate so we can do our own thing, handle our business. Not separate as a breakup, but we separated as not live together again. So I moved back in with my mom so I can work and do what I had to do to provide for my child, and he was with his mom. But I was going back my last day of work because I already took my break, because I took my maternity leave, and that was my day to take it, and it was my due date. So that day was my due date. Everybody was like, isn't today your due date or whatever? And I'm like, yeah, it's tomorrow. And it was like, you're not having no contractions or anything yet? And I'm like, nope. And I was like, but today's my last day at work or whatever. So they threw me a whole baby shower, you guys. I was just like wow, like I didn't know these people cared about me this much. They surprised me and everything, like bought me gifts and all type of stuff. Like, it was very, very nice. So that night, one of my co-workers, she gave me some advice to do to make the baby come faster. If you know, you know. If you don't, then oh well. But I took her advice. I went home, but before I took her advice, I was already kind of cramping, but it was like, oh, I can't handle it. It was like cramps, like just like regular cramps. So I took her advice, and then me and my husband was going to sleep, and I just started getting these like real bad contractions that I never felt before. I never had, so it was painful. And so I'm texting everybody, okay, what does this mean? Calling the doctor, and it was like, okay, well, I had to time them, and then when I timed them, it was time for me to go to the hospital. So I went in, and it was like, you're only 2 centimeters dilated. I'm like, 2 centimeters dilated? I feel like I'm at a 10. I'm only at 2. And then I was like, okay, if this is a 2, what does a 10 feel like? And my husband just looking at me like, okay, this girl's like, you don't know what you get into yet. Like, if this is how you feeling and looking at a 2, then how you about to react when you hit a 10? So they were thinking about sending me home because I was taking forever to even move from a 2 to a 3 to a 3 to, I was taking forever to dilate or whatever. So my doctor finally came, and she said that she would have me stay because today was my due date. So why let her cook longer? She's already here. Today she's supposed to have her baby. My baby is healthy, strong, she's ready. it's like, just let her come on. So they induced me, and they had to break my water because my water did not break naturally. Yo, I don't even know what time. I believe I got to the hospital at 12, and I didn't have my baby until like 8 o'clock that night. So I was there like for a minute, but I didn't have my baby till 8 o'clock that night. But I did get the epidural because I was trying to act like a big dog, a big G, and I was trying to take it. I was trying to be like, okay, no, I got this. But I was sitting there crying and hollering and everything, and they tried to let me go in the bouncing ball where you can like bounce, and I guess helps you in some way or form. I did not know because it did not help me at all. It just made it worse. So the doctor's like, you sure you don't want the epidural? You sure? Because I think you need it, or I think you should to get it. You should if it's hurting that bad, you need to get it or whatever. So I was like, no, I'm fine. Sitting there crying, saying I'm fine, I can do it, or I'll just wait and see. And then when I finally got it, y'all listen, the epidural hurt. Like I couldn't even feel the cramps and stuff no more, but I felt the epidural. Like that thing hurt. And then the bad thing wasn't that it had hurt, it was that I had to get it 2 times because the man missed my spine. So he had to go in again. And that thing, it just hurt. But it felt so amazing afterwards. I was like, yep, drug me up. Pressing the button. Pressing the dang on button to like get all the meds inside me, because like once I didn't feel anything and I felt like I was about to feel something again, I'd be like but it was good after that. Calm, relaxing, chill, cool. It was good. So it was like I was kept on getting dilated. They kept on giving me more medicine so I can dilate faster and faster and faster. And finally, it was time to push. But then when it was time to push, I was pushing for like, I think 2 hours. I was pushing straight or something like that. And I know my boyfriend and my mom had to hold my legs up. And I was pushing, and then I was like, there's a point where I was like, I can't do it. I was like, they had to put the mask on my face and tell me to breathe and all type of stuff. I was throwing up because I ate ice or drank water before I had to push her out. But when it was time for me to push her out, I threw it back up, and they was like, maybe I drank too much or ate too much ice or whatever. I don't know. But I was throwing up, and I had trouble getting her out because she got stuck inside of me, because I think her shoulder got stuck. And it was to a point where there was like 4 doctors, 4 or 3, I can't really remember. And they all had come, like I was laying down, so they all came, because I don't think they could get her out or whatever. And then they all came and they like slammed on my stomach. Like when I tell y'all, it was like a hard slam. It was like, like you squeezing the air out of a balloon. But it was like popping it instead of like squeezing the air out, like slowly. It was like boom. And when I tell y'all, like I wasn't numb no more. When I tell y'all that thing had hurt, oh my gosh, like I had screamed, like it had, like I was like, I don't even know how it had sound. I can't remember, but oh my gosh, like that was worse. That was the worst thing out of everything. Like them, all 3 of them or 4 of them just slamming onto my stomach to pop her out. And when she first came out, we didn't hear her cry. They had to spank her or whatever they did at the table. I couldn't see because I still had to push out the placenta. And she started crying. So she was good, healthy, 7-pound baby, 4 ounces, all that. She was good, whatever. But I did have to get stitched up. I had to spend like 2 days, I think 2 or 3 days in the hospital to make sure, because I had to get stitched up, so they had to make sure I was healing. They got to make sure I used the bathroom, all other type of good stuff. Then I did have postpartum. It wasn't like to the point where I didn't want my baby, or I wanted to kill her, or I want to get rid of her, none of that, no. I love my baby so much, and then I was at that point where like, am I good enough? I started questioning myself, like, are you doing what you need to do? Are you doing the right thing? Are you the good kind of mom? Whatever. I mean, people had them thoughts on a regular day, but it was bad because I was always depressed. Sometimes I didn't know if I was happy. Sometimes I was like, okay, should she have like a better mom, or like, what is this for me, or what? I don't know. It was just that time, that moment, whatever. But that postpartum is no joke. So if you need help, then make sure you speak to somebody about it. I didn't know how to speak to people about it. I didn't know what to do about it, because I was living with my family. My family really didn't knew anything really about it, or didn't have the experience what I experienced, or whatever. I don't know. But I would say postpartum is really, really serious, and if you need help, just get it. Don't be scared to ask for it, because people are always here for your family, your doctors, everybody is here for you. Just ask for help, and people will help you, okay? You're not alone. Like I thought I was. You're not alone. And I pushed through it myself. I got through it with my husband, God, and his family, and everybody else that helped me. And it takes a lot. It takes time, but you will get through it. You don't have to get medicine. But if you need it, you can get what you need to help you get through what you're going through. But how I dealt with college, work, and mom, let me tell you something. Like, there was a lot of breaks in college. Like, don't listen to nobody tell you, okay, you have to go to college, you have to do this on time, you have to be this person in time, you need to do this to be a mom. No. College will be here forever, okay? School will be here forever. Take your time, enjoy your life while you can, but still do what you need to do to be where you want to be at. Make short-term goals into long-term goals. Okay, you don't have to always make long-term goals short to the point where you gotta stop living your life and just hit everything back to back to back. No, I didn't do that. Yeah, I took classes, but I was like semester classes, semester breaks, semester one class, semester breaks, semester two class, whatever. I stayed in school, but it's like, my life is not all about school. Like, I have a child, I have a husband, I have a house that I have to pay for, I have bills, I have other things, and I still want to pursue a degree in whatever I want to be. But that's not going to stop me from doing everything else. Like, nobody's going to put in my head, okay, you're not a good mom, or you're not doing your thing or your job because you don't have a degree in anything. You're already a mom, you're already a wife, whatever. I don't care. You don't need them things to make money out here. You don't need them things to become anything. So my whole point is, don't make nobody down you or try to make you feel bad or put negative thoughts inside your head because they got what they got going on and you don't. Let me tell you something. Whatever they got for them is for them. What is for you is for you. This person might be a billionaire, whatever, got a degree in everything, got kids, and did what they were supposed to do in their world. Like, in their, not world, but on their road. That's what God intended for them. But what God has for you probably is so much better, and it's going to be so much better than what they are going through and what they have right now. So you can just be patient, do what you gotta do right now, and you will be fine. Don't let nobody like down you because, like, from their point of view, what you can only see is good. Like, because on the inside they might be having problems with the stuff that you're succeeding in. So whatever God has for you is for you. Don't try to like be jealous of other things that you don't have because it's not for you. If it's for you, then you will receive it on your time of receiving it, because when you receive it, like, it will be more powerful than what you're seeing, if you understand. Don't try to steal or try to get anybody else situation because you want to be like that, or you don't have it so you want it. You understand what I'm saying? But I dealt with college that way. Work, I always make sure I could work because you don't know what's gonna happen. Like, you always need a job. You always need to make sure you have money to fall back on because nobody's gonna just give you free money. If you got them people, cool, but not everybody has them. You don't have money to fall back on, especially when you have kids. Like, you have to have backup money because if you run out of diapers or you run out of this for your child formula, then you're gonna need to get it right, like right off the bat. And if you don't have that backup money, then like you're stuck asking people for money, and that's like the worst feeling in the world. So I was able to always work. I never had to quit my job, stop working or anything. Only when I went on maternity leave, but that was it. And other than that, I always made sure I worked. Being a mom is a full-time job. I'm always being a mom, like in work, while I'm not at work, like trying to do schoolwork. I'm always a mom. Mom is full-time. You don't get a break. You don't get to quit. You don't get you're fired. You don't get nothing. You're always a mom. If your child's somewhere else, you're still a mom because you still have to call and check up on them. You still have to ask if they're okay. Somebody's still texting you about them. You still wondering, okay, did my child do this? If my child has this. Like he's your responsibility. He or she is your responsibility. So you're not ever on break or quit that job, okay? Because that's still your job. But I just manage it how I can manage college, school, and work. It's just you have to be very good at timing. When to do this, when to do that, how you have to sacrifice a whole lot. Like nobody understands. Moms sacrifice a lot. Like emotions, we sacrifice emotions. We sacrifice going out. We sacrifice like sometimes playtime with your child. Like because you gotta work and you gotta find how you're gonna be able to do things. Like moms sacrifice a whole lot, and nobody knows that, but we do. You won't even know how much you sacrifice until you're a mom. But for all my young moms out there who think that their life is over because they got pregnant, or they feel like, okay, now this person looking at me this type of way, people can look at you however they want to. But guess what? That's not their life. It's your life. So you can't stop living and letting people get into your head because that's not what they expect of you. The only person that you need to be worried about that's looking at you and looking at how you're living is God. That's the only person that will basically can say anything or judge you any type of way because of who you are or what you have done. But anyways, he will still love you, he will still forgive you, and he gave you that gift for a reason. He gave you a child for a reason. Maybe it was in that point in life where you needed something to love or somebody to love you or anything, and he gave you that child because you needed that child or anything. Like, don't let this situation stop you from being and doing what you want to do in life, because at the end of the day, you don't even know what's in front of you on your journey, because there's probably so much more than what you see in front of you, because you can't see all the way down the road, only God can. So it's like, don't let nobody or anything stop you from being a wonderful mom, because at the end of the day, there's so much happiness that comes with this experience. Yes, they're going to get on your nerve or whatever, but there's so much happiness coming from being a mom. Like you don't understand how much times I didn't cry because my child went from this milestone to this milestone, and I'm like, oh my God. It's so wonderful to see how a child brain works and see how things functions, and it's like amazing, and it just makes you want to have more. I mean, I want more. I want one more or two more, whatever. I'm done after that. And there's no age limit to where you can have and can't have a child. I mean, when you're older, yeah, but if God wants you to have that child, you have your child, okay? But always remember that whatever you do and whatever happens is for you, okay? You go through things for a reason. Nothing is a mistake. Nothing is bad. Nothing is wrong. We all make mistakes. We all do things that we're not supposed to be doing, but at the end of the day, if you did it, it was somewhere on down your road to make you become better. Like, everything you go through is to make you a better person. And believe that. Always believe everything you go through is to make you a better person. Okay? And we out. Bye.
A queen if I ever seen one. Watching her like a movie, waiting for the reruns. scoping her out, taking my time trying to see what she about. I'm rocking with her swagger.